let's go back to the Bucs for just a minute. Clearly, they have been busy this offseason. Chief among their moves, acquiring one quarterback, Tom Brady. And wow, Rob Ninkovich, who's called in, dialed in, lumberjack look and all, is with us. And for no better reason, Ninko, than to talk about Rob Gronkowski, the fact that it does appear his rights will be traded to Tampa Bay and that he will be reunited with Tom Brady in what appears to be a return to football. So, wow. Have you talked to Gronk?
Mind blown, right?
Mine anyway, but that's not a lot to blow, but yeah.
Actually, social distancing. I was over at his house the other day, 6 feet apart. I went and got a pair of dumbbells to do a little workout. And he said something strange to me. He said, "Hey, look, Ninko, if I ever come back, are you going to come back?" And I was like, "No, I'm 36. What does that mean? You got something? You got a twinkle in your eye? What's going on?" So it's very, very interesting that they have traded his rights over to Tampa Bay. And it's crazy. So he did say that he would not catch another football from another quarterback. So he's going to catch a football from Tom Brady. It seems like it's a match made in heaven, right? It's going to continue. Well, and he was probably a little bit bored. So why not?
Listen, I don't know about bored. Can you get bored as Rob Gronkowski won? But we'll leave that for another time. Look, I would pay a lot of money right now to be, I know Bruce Arians is at home, and I'd love to be sitting in his living room tonight because to your point, it is absolutely a match made in heaven. I think it's extremely interesting that Gronk, true to his word, said he would not catch another pass from another quarterback, and he will not. I do want to ask you, because I think at this point you have to, how much did the culture and the situation in New England factor into some of this fatigue? And by no means do I not think they're the best organization, in football in terms of the way they've done things. That's not my opinion. That's the record. It speaks for itself. But look, there does come a point in your career where you want to do it a little differently, perhaps have a change in scenery. How much do you think that played into Gronk's decision, first, to retire, and second, to return to a different situation?
Well, I think that, look, when you have a bunch of surgeries and you've been beat up a bunch and your body feels pretty bad, that retirement thing sounds pretty good, to not have to go through all the pain in which happens during an NFL football season. So we had a full year to recover. I'm sure he feels rested and recovered well enough to go out there. And when you look at the tight ends around the NFL, I guarantee last year he was watching all these games saying, "I'm better than all these guys. I'm better than most of the tight ends in the NFL." So he had the itch. I'm sure he's been training hard. He looks like he's a little bit leaner, but if you have the rest and you feel confident that you can go out there and play at a high level, which I think he does, I think having the mental and physical rest can just rejuvenate you. Plus, playing, in the NFL and in a league where every single time you're on the football field, you're supposed to be dominating and being the best. And as you get older and he had the injuries, I think that was weighing on him a little bit. So to have this break, maybe the expectations won't be the same because he is older and he's had a year out of football. So now everyone won't expect him to beat Gronk instantly. He's going to need some time to recover here. To get bigger, it looks like he's lost some weight, so it's going to take a little bit of time. But when you talk about the being in the Patriot organization and now him moving on, just like Tom, sometimes the change of scenery can be a good thing. And when you've been in an organization for a very long time, things happen like this every single year in the NFL. Guys go to different places. You got Phillip Rivers, in Indianapolis, which is crazy to think about. So. I do know that he has family down in Florida. I used to have a house in Tampa. I think his mom is in Tampa in the Florida area, so that's close. I know he goes down there to see her a lot. So it could just be a great situation for everybody involved.
Nick, let me ask you this, because there's no question Tom Brady really probably the greatest to ever play the position. But nevertheless, after 20 years in one place, it's a transition, okay? It's different. I don't care who you are. How much easier does this make the transition for Tom Brady to have such a tried and true security blanket, someone with whom he barely has to communicate verbally, to be with him there as he makes this adjustment?
I mean, it's huge. And think about right now, the uncertainty going into offseason with OTAs and minicamp and even training camp. Will teams be able to participate or even have those things? I don't know. I don't think so. So that having that familiarity with Gronk and Tom, that chemistry that they do have, they've been doing it for years. So that would just help them. If there wasn't an off season and they weren't able to have mini camp or training camp, help them that much more when they do get into the regular season. We don't know what this is going to look like moving forward. So for them to have the chemistry and the understanding of each other, I think that would be just tremendous. So, I mean, look out. Is Julian next? Is Julian going down there? It's just nuts.
Don't you
crazy.
dare stir that pot. Hey, I got one quick one before you go. And maybe, I don't know if you heard Louis Riddick and I, we were debating. I don't know if you can weigh in here, but maybe we could get Gronk to call, but who called whom? Does Tom call Gronk? Does Gronk call Tom? Somebody called somebody.
Oh, Tom, I bet you Tom called like, hey, babe.
That's what I said. I'm right.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.